Justice with Judge Mablean will be life, because in everything we do, it involves the law. You came to court to testify about what you heard, what you saw, and what you know.
She's fair.
I don't have a hearing problem. This ear works good. This one works even better.
She's firm.
I'm not responsible for that ticket, and I'm not going to pay for it.
Who says you're not going to pay for it? I make that decision, not you.
She's honest.
What you have to say?
All I have to
Nothing.
say.
This is Justice with Judge Mablean. Jenna Braddock is suing Carly Ramos and Matthew Chavez in the amount of $1,900. Ms. Braddock claims the co-defendants failed to reimburse her for rent, a security deposit, and a living room set she sold to them. Ms. Ramos and Mr. Chavez claim they paid Ms. Braddock most of the rent money, but they say they never agreed to buy the plaintiff's living room furniture. They're countersuing for $200.
In the matter of Jenna Braddock versus Carly Ramos and Matthew Chavez, you are suing them for $1,900 for your rental deposit and furniture. And they have a countersuit against you for storing your furniture.
Yes.
So tell me what happened and why are we here?
About 6 months ago, I was living in Phoenix, Arizona, and I got a call from a recruiter for my dream job here in Los Angeles. But they needed someone immediately. And I tried to negotiate with the recruiter. They made it very clear from the beginning that I was the one that they wanted to hire. I tried to negotiate and get them to give me 2 weeks so I can get my affairs in order in Phoenix and find someone to replace my space in the apartment, but they only gave me 1. I posted on Craigslist right away and let my landlord know what the situation was. She was very excited for me, and she said that I did have to find someone to replace myself. Yes. I remembered not too long ago that my brother, his ex-girlfriend, was talking about moving in with her roommate and was possibly looking for a place in the area. So I reached out to him and got Carly's number and just checked in with her to see if they were possibly interested in moving in. They did come over. They saw the place. They agreed that they did want to go ahead and move in within the week, and they signed the lease. And Carly,
Did they sign a new lease or did they just take over yours?
they signed a new lease.
Okay. With the landlord?
With the landlord, yes.
All right.
And we do have that in our evidence.
For 1 year or the same
For
period?
the 6 months, the remaining 6 months. So my lease was 6 months in, and they took on for the remaining 6 months a new
So they
lease
really
in their
became-
name. They were a little bit hesitant because of the security deposit, which was $1,000, and then just being able to pay rent because it was halfway through the month that I would have to move out of the apartment. I agreed to prorate the rent for them, which was $1,400 a month. And when they did come and see the apartment, they were very
So
interested.
you had paid $700 and they paid the other $700. That was the
Exactly.
agreement.
That was the deal that we established.
For the remainder of that month.
Yes, but they did not have that money up front, which is the issue. We made a deal that we would, in increments, have those payments made to me.
Just for the security deposit and the prorated rent?
No, the prorated rent, the security deposit, which would remain in my name. Essentially, they were just going to keep my $1,000 there, and then they were going to pay me within the span of a month the $700 plus the $1,000, and then the living room furniture that Carly was interested in.
Okay, they were going to pay you the security deposit at the end of the 6 months?
No, at the end of the first month.
Okay.
So essentially I was just giving them some time to get their affairs in order because they were helping me out and moving in so quickly. The living room furniture cost about $2,500 for me to do my entire living room, but couldn't bring that with me to LA, unfortunately. And I offered it to Carly at a fraction of the price. I offered it to her at $800. And the deal was that that would also be paid.
Your Honor, that's not right.
Obviously, you didn't agree to do it. Why are we here? If you had agreed to do it, we wouldn't be here. Goes without saying that you didn't agree to do that. I'm going to get to you. Go on.
So it was established that within a few months they would
$800 for the living room furniture.
$800 for the living room furniture.
You said
yes,
they
ma'am.
agreed to pay.
Carly
Now.
did. Carly did agree to pay.
All right, now let me
That
hear
is
from
correct,
you,
Your Honor.
Miss Ramos.
We came in, we got a walkthrough, all her stuff was still there, so the walkthrough was we were looking for big stuff, you know, like maybe the refrigerator being dented or something like that. So we walked in, we enjoyed it, we liked it. The furniture set, she offered us $800, but we were barely moving in. Like she said, we weren't really ready financially, so we told her we would consider it and we would get back to her and let her know. But we did tell her we were interested. We just told her that we would have a final answer within like 2 months after we
Your Honor, that
get...
is
Hold on a second.
incorrect.
Within
That
2
is-
months after you moved in?
No. it
Yes,
was
because we wanted to get
a
our
deal of
finances
one-
together.
No. You gave me your version of the
Okay.
facts. You didn't expect her to agree with you, did you?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, then let her disagree. Let her tell me her disagreement.
So we wanted to make sure that our finances were okay, because when we give her that final yes, we're going to buy your furniture set, that's another $800 added to what we already
Okay,
owed her.
so tell me in your words, what were the terms and what was the discussion, what you agreed upon in your words?
So we agreed to give her $1,000 back for the deposit.
Within what period of time? A
Within
month?
the month.
Okay.
And then we agreed to give her $700, which we gave her $600 through Venmo.
700 prorated rent
Yes.
within a
And-
month.
Yes.
Coming up on Justice with Judge Mablean.
She started yelling at us, saying, you owe me my money. What about my furniture set? You said you were going to pay for my furniture set. I need my money.
And later,
I couldn't find the brake, and I ended up crashing into the tree.
Justice with Judge Mablean. If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Jenna Braddock, who is suing Carly Ramos and Matthew Chavez for breach of contract.
Tell me the good agreement about the furniture, because she cut you off.
We told her that we would consider it and we would let her know if we could pay it off, the extra $100, within 2 months. And we all said deal. We high-fived each other. It was like we were excited because this happened out of nowhere. And
So for the furniture, you said we'll let you know that within 2 months.
yes, and we
We'll
would
consider it
false.
and let
we
you
would
know
give
in 2
her free
months.
storage.
Excuse me?
We were going to let her have it in here for free
Oh,
storage.
you know I don't believe that. Okay.
And so what ended up happening was when we moved in, Matthew saw that there were 2 holes in the closet
How soon after you moved in?
the next day when her stuff was gone.
Oh, the next day.
And I have pictures here if you want to see them. And there was also a big crack in the bathroom, the tile, and that was covered by a rug that she didn't mention that there was a crack
And you
under
saw
that
that
rug.
the next day.
Yes, as soon as all her stuff was gone and we moved in.
All right, so you gave her notice the same day that you saw all this, right?
So when I called her
No.
to let her know, she was
When
over
did you call to let her know?
by February, the end of February.
And I don't know when you moved in because no one ever established that.
February 16th. I told her, hey, Jenna, there's a problem. We found this large crack on the floor. We talked to the manager, and the manager said someone's going to have to pay for that. And then we told her about the 2 holes in the closet. She started yelling at us, saying, you owe me my money. What about my furniture set? You said you were going to pay for my furniture set. I need my money. And we told her that we were going to get an estimate to see how much it was going to cost to pay for that, and we would give her the difference from her deposit, and she went belligerent, and
Okay.
Matthew ended up finishing the conversation.
Yeah, I spoke
All
with
right,
her.
so what did she say?
I tried to reason with her, and she would just get belligerent with me. We said that we're not going to pay for the damages that were there before we got there. It was her fault, and she was sneaky. She covered the damages that we didn't see them, and I don't think we owe her for that. I mean, I'm not going to pay for the damages and
Okay,
the
so
$1,000.
did you get the estimates?
Yes,
Yes.
we have
Yep.
them right here.
You
have
mean
them.
like now, or did you get the estimates right after you told her?
Right after. Right
Okay,
after
let me
we
see
told
the
her.
estimates
You have them.
to repair. Oh, okay. Wall repair, 2 holes, tile repair, $640. Did you tell her that? Did you ever tell her the amount?
Yes.
Okay. And she still did not agree that you could deduct that from the security deposit?
No, we went back and forth throughout the weeks, and that's why we're here today.
Okay, when did you pay her the $600?
The first month.
But now after having her ugly furniture in our living room for so long, we don't want it. We didn't
How long
agree
has
to
she had
keep
the
it.
furniture in there?
It's still there, and
how long has it been?
it's been 4 months after we.
We told
I
her to
bet
come
you sitting
see.
on that ugly furniture.
Your Honor,
No,
we,
Your
we
Honor.
told her to come
So
get
where's
it
your
removed.
living room furniture?
Well, we can't put anything in because her
Did you
stuff
have
is in
living
there.
room furniture?
We would have gotten some.
Did
if
you
the
did you
option-
have living room furniture?
No.
And you still haven't bought any living room furniture?
No, because hers it says
How come you
that.
couldn't take it out and put it in the garage?
Hers? Because
Yeah,
we
hers.
told her to have someone pick. We
Okay,
don't want
but
to
you
be
didn't
liable
come
for
get it,
damages.
and you wanted your nice furniture, not her old ugly furniture. So why do you take her old ugly furniture, put it outside, in the garage, outside on the curb, anywhere, and go buy your new furniture?
What we did is we sent her a notarized letter.
Got it, and she didn't
saying
come get it.
To have someone pick it up, or we're going to charge her $50 for storage starting
Oh,
March 16th.
you charge her $50. Storage the reason you didn't put it outside. I don't believe you one bit. I believe you agreed for the furniture. So that $200 counterclaim for storage, take that and throw it out the door. But the security deposit,
Yes.
holes in the walls, what's that all about?
The whole-
Broken tile.
The broken tile, that I was aware of, and that's something
Did you tell them that?
I did not tell them, no.
So why are you
I
trying to
did-
get a
I
$1,000
did
security
have-
deposit when you know it's holes and broken tile? You're not entitled to a security deposit back until they vacate the premises and the landlord checks for damages. So if you pay the $640 and repair the holes in the wall, then she's entitled to $1,000 minus $640. So you owe her $360, but you haven't repaired it yet. I believe that you owe her the $800 for the furniture. You don't want it, that's up to you. So I had judgment for the plaintiff for $800. I deny your counterclaim for the $200 for storage, and neither of you is entitled to the security deposit at this point, so I deny the $1,000.
Judge Mablean has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The co-defendants are ordered to pay $800.
Well, I hope you guys enjoy my furniture. When you move out, I will be getting my security deposit back.
You'll get whatever's left of it.
When we moved into your place, we were doing you a favor.
Coming up,
I couldn't find the brake, and I ended up crashing into the tree.
Justice with Judge Mablean. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. Eric Assad is suing his brother-in-law Nick Chambers in the amount of $1,850. Mr. Assad claims Mr. Chambers was being reckless on his ATV and ran over a family monument. Mr. Chambers claims he's not directly responsible since Mr. Assad's son was shooting paintball pellets at him, which caused him to run over the tree.
This is the matter of Eric Assad versus Nick Chambers. You're suing Mr. Chambers for $1,850, want him to replace a tree, a Cedars of Lebanon tree.
Correct.
And an ATV.
Correct.
All right. So tell me about it, Mr. Assad.
Sure. It all started with my son and his buddies. They wanted to go paintballing one weekend. They love paintballing. And we actually have a place he likes to paintball, and it's actually a place outside of Philly. I live in Philly, so it's about 36 acres. And it's a place that I inherited from my grandfather. And it holds a special significance because my father's also buried in that location, that property we own. And we planted the tree there, so I like to take him every once in a while to kind of see his roots.
All right. So you took your son paintballing.
We planned to take him paintballing. That was the goal. But I actually received a call before we did that from my brother-in-law, Nick, and he found out through my wife that we were going to go on an outing, and he basically wanted to tag along. The guy's in debt, he's family. I love him, he's related to, he's a good guy, but at times he just drops the ball, and he wanted to come along. So my wife tells me, hey, why don't you take my brother along? He's going through some hardships, some trials and tribulations. And I say, you know what, cool, that's what it's about, family's about. So we talk, and I say, hey, Nick, come along, join us. So he does. We get in the van the day of. I load up the tractor trailer to my van where I have my two ATVs. I have my quads, and we head out. We get to the property. It's about maybe an hour out of Philly. We show up there. The kids hop off. It's my son, a couple of his buddies. They're ready. They're excited. They got their paintball guns ready to go. They hop off, and they start running in the little fields we have there at the property. I get off. He gets off. Nick helps me offload the quads. and which was really nice, by the way. And we just kind of hang out. He pulls a 6-pack out of beer. He drinks 5, I drink 1. So we kind of hang out. We have some talk. We have a little conversation. He's just kind of opening up to me. Hey, I'm going through this and that and the other. I said, sure, man, I'm here to help you out. Let's get your life right, basically. So then he comes up with a brilliant idea, and he says, hey, can I use one of your quads? I go, sure. Do you know how to use a quad? He's like, no. I was like, well, I can teach you. I'll give you a little one-on-one on how to use it. So I hop on the four-wheeler. I show him where the throttle's at, the brake, the gas. I give him details so he can work this machine accordingly because he's never ridden one, apparently.
Coming up.
I couldn't find the brake, and I ended up crashing into the tree.
Closed captioning provided by. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Eric Assad, who is suing his brother-in-law, Nick Chambers, for property damage.
After he drank 5 beers.
Exactly.
You trying to teach him how to drive a quad.
He hops on the quad, and pretty simple. I think he gets it by that point, and he drives off, and he looks pretty functional, considering he drank a couple of beers, and he keeps driving, and he runs into our family, our tree, the tree which is, we imported it from Lebanon, and it has a lot of significance, and by him being negligent, he runs into the tree. The tree was uprooted, the ATV, the handlebars were bent, totally bent, the backside of the actual tire, the alignment was bent up, and it was just a mess.
So that's where the $1,850 comes in?
The $15 is for repairs on the quad, and then the tree was $350 it cost us.
All right, let me hear what you have to say, Mr. Chambers.
I'd never ridden a quad in my life, but he showed me how to use it, and he said, be careful. I go about driving the quad, and then all of a sudden I get hit by all these paintballs, probably about 30 or 40. And it was his son. And then I ended up, I was trying to find the brake. I couldn't find the brake. And I ended up crashing into the tree.
Judge Mablean's verdict when Justice with Judge Mablean returns. Promotional consideration provided by. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean.
He wasn't irresponsible. He drove the vehicle, the ATV, with little or no experience. Got bombarded by the paintballs, whether it was 1 or 2, really doesn't matter. When something is coming across you and you're driving a vehicle that you're unfamiliar with, you still got to dodge, a duck, or try, like, what was that? You understand? It's just.
Apparently he didn't duck or dodge because he got hit.
Please.
I tried.
Mr. Chambers, don't argue with him. Don't argue with him. He thinks you're irresponsible, and he doesn't accept responsibility himself. So you're such a responsible person, so you should have never let him drive that ATV. So judgment for the defendant.
Judge Mablean has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
I realize I was the irresponsible one. Your family, sorry for bringing you here, man.
It was just an unfortunate accident. I'm really sorry about the quad in your tree.
This has been a production of